recording is official record. As with all proceedings, violation of these instructions are subject to contempt proceedings. Accordingly, please exercise proper courtroom decorum at all times. Now, just a reminder, we don't use the child's full name, okay? Call the child by its initials, okay? Or eldest, last name of the child, whatever you want to do, okay? Okay, so we'll call the first one on the docket. Car's gonna call case number 2024 CV 39 in the interest of the Gomez child. I have Miss Perez, mom, represented by Melissa Montes. Hi, Miss Montes.
Good morning. Yes, I represent mom, and I don't see her present.
Okay. Carlos Gomez, dad, represented by Joseph George. I think Mr. George. Has he been served?
I am unsure.
Okay. Lilia Peña is my guardian ad litem. Thank you, Miss Peña.
Present.
My attorney ad litem is Javier Solis.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning as well. I just need a confirmation of whether or not dad's been served.
Judge, I'm trying to check. My computer's being really slow, so I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay, this is for a status. Whoever's going to testify from the department, please raise your right hand.
This is Julia Rodriguez. Am I on camera?
No, do you have a camera that has a protection window on it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now.
Yeah, okay. Please raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Do you solemnly swear testimony about to give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, put your hand down. Okay, so we're status for on this case. So tell me, we don't have cuss on this one, right? Just want to make sure.
No, there's not a caso assigned to this case.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so give us an update, please. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna use her initials, MG.
Yes.
She is 4 months now, 4 months old. She's thriving. She was born at weighing 2 pounds, a couple ounces. Now she weighs 7 pounds, 5 ounces. She is 18 inches long. She is on the formula
Hello?
for premature babies.
Who's?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there in 5. Thank you.
Yeah, she is on a formula for premature babies. She drinks 2 to 3 ounces every 3 hours. So she is doing very well as far as growing. She does receive services through ECI for feeding issues, speech therapy, and that's the only service she met criteria for. She does have appointments with the cardiologist. She attended one on February the 13th. There were no concerns noted at that time, so her next appointment is in July 17th. I'm sorry.
There's nothing going on with her diagnosis currently?
With her diagnosis, currently, as far as the confidential diagnosis, she was listed as undetected.
Okay.
And she has a follow-up appointment with that doctor, Dr. Loa, on July the 11th.
And the heart doctor, how often does she has to see the heart doctor for the defect?
Well, her next appointment would be on July the 17th.
Okay.
Yes, her next appointment is July the 17th. On April the 1st, she went to a neurologist appointment with Dr. Villalobos. And she had an EEG done, so we're pinning the results for that. She has an appointment for an ultrasound at Valley Baptist on April the 9th. And so we'll be bringing her in for that. And she also has an appointment for Gulf Coast Eye Institute on April the 22nd. And that's a follow-up for her to check on her eyes for since she was born premature.
Okay,
And she's doing well. She's thriving. She's growing. She's a very calm baby.
he's doing good.
Yes.
She's being taken care of. Okay, getting all her medical stuff done. Okay, very, very happy. Okay, add items. Any questions as it pertains to the child?
Did the child have any withdrawals from the cocaine? Did she have any symptoms of that?
No, she did not experience any withdrawal symptoms in the hospital, nor has she, since she was discharged from the hospital, there hasn't been any withdrawal symptoms reported.
Okay, thank you.
The appointment at Valley Baptist, what was that for?
That is for an ultrasound, for the neurologist scheduled an ultrasound.
Okay. And that's not under sedation or anything like that, right?
No,
Okay.
no, they
And
didn't
what-
specify sedation.
And what was his concern? Why he wants an ultrasound at this point?
According to the
They're hard.
doctor, he saw her when she was born at Valley Baptist, and she did have a brain bleed at the time of birth. So he's following up for any type of concerns regarding that brain bleed that he saw when she was in the hospital, when she was born.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. That pertains to the child. Let's go on to Miss Bettis.
With mom, I've been able to make contact with her. She did attend the appointment at the neurologist and with me and the baby. She was very helpful in providing information to the doctor. She did show a lot of affection towards her baby, and she got to visit and hold her and feed her at that time. She does do her virtual visits, though they haven't been consistent due to her phone issues.
Okay.
She doesn't have a reliable phone. She has started the parenting classes. She actually she completed her registration paperwork yesterday for parenting.
Mm-hmm.
For the random drug testing, she was referred 3 times. On 3/19, she didn't attend. On 3/21, she didn't attend due to transportation issues. She did notify me late in the day that she needed transportation, but it was already 4 o'clock. And so it was kind of late to take her at that time. She did show up to a random UA on April the 1st. She refused to do the hair follicle. She advised me that she would not be doing hair follicles. I did advise her that random drug tests included hair follicle and UAs.
The random hair follicles, if you don't show up and you refuse, they're seen as positive. So what you're
Yeah.
telling me, she has 3 positives so far in this case.
Yeah, and that's what I've told her, that that the hair follicle was court ordered and it would be reported and could be seen as a positive.
Okay. Psychosocial.
The
Did she complete it?
No, she has not. She has not initiated her psychosocial nor her individual therapy. I
Okay.
did send her the information for the service providers. Again, there's the issue with changing phone numbers. So I will have to follow up with her again and the service provider to make sure that they have her most current phone number.
Okay, because she didn't do the psychosocial. Obviously, she hasn't started individual therapy.
No.
Okay. Did she do the substance abuse assessment?
The substance abuse assessment, she has an assessment scheduled for April the 8th.
Okay. Did you want to add something as it pertains to the individual therapy?
No.
Okay.
No, just that she hasn't started the individual therapy yet. She does have the substance abuse assessment scheduled for April the 8th. and parent-child visits, she has virtual 3 times a week.
But
Again,
it's
they
difficult
didn't-
sometimes because of her phone issue.
Yes, yes.
Okay, child support, medical support, has she paid anything towards that?
Not that I am aware of. She has not paid.
Okay, so she's not in compliance.
No, and she is not following through with her mental health
Okay.
issues, and that was one thing that was part of the recommendation on the court report. I don't believe she was court ordered in any way to follow through with any of her mental health needs.
Okay,
And as far as Mr. Gomez,
hold on real quick. Ms. Montes, that's your client, right?
Yes, Your Honor, she's my client.
Okay, have you had any contact with her? Has she been trying to keep contact with you at all?
Not yet, Your Honor. But I did send her a letter, regarding the services, and I will speak to her again, to see if, she can get on track with everything.
Okay. Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
next time you speak with her, remind her that she needs to complete everything in order for her to get her child back. Okay?
yes,
If she needs to come back to court, I will have a special hearing for her in order to remind her that she needs to do everything. If she's not wanting her child back, then, at least give us a heads up. Okay? So I can start preparing for that.
yes. I have asked her for relatives, and she hasn't given me any information regarding relatives for that might be willing to do a home study. I did ask her regarding Mr. Gomez whereabouts, and she refuses to give me any information.
Okay. Is Mr. Gomez on the AOP? Does he have an AOP?
No, he is not.
Okay. He's not on the birth certificate nor on the AOP. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Correct.
But we all know that this person exists. That's named Mr. Gomez. Or that's just the name that she gave.
That's just the name that she gave, Your Honor, and we're pending publication on him.
Okay, pending publication. Yeah. Okay, Mr. George, you have not technically been served, so your client doesn't know anything about this case. So, you want to add anything?
No, Judge.
No, he doesn't.
Covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then hopefully, but next time we come to court, I'll have Ms. Bettis a little bit more involved in her services and also with the drug test. I am more than willing to hear people out when they mess up when it comes to drug issues and stuff like that. So her saying completely no to the hair follicle, the only reason is because she doesn't intend to stop. If she doesn't intend to stop, I can't return a child. And if she doesn't give any family members, I'm not giving it. The child's not going to go to those people. And I'm pretty sure then the plan, instead of reunification, will go to non-relative adoption. So,
Your Honor, and at the last hearing, if I may, the child is currently in a shelter in Laredo.
what
There
what
was
county?
placed
Oh, Laredo?
in Laredo, yes, Your
Okay.
Honor. And so we did find placement for the child. However, it was in Conroe. It was declined by the ad items because they didn't want to move her further. But
Okay.
seeing that mom really isn't complying, we would still be committed to taking mom or arranging those visits. Are we able to secure a placement in a foster home, within or out of the region?
At this point in time, because mom has shown no efforts except for some visitation, I'm going to be inclined to agree. Okay, place her
Thank you.
into a home where at least I know she has a one-on-one with parents, the foster parents that are going to pick her up and cuddle with her. Okay,
Yes, Your
instead
Honor.
of a shelter. She wants her back. She wants her closer. Show me. Make a movement. Okay. Anything else? Nope, in that case, Miss Elsa, we come back
June,
when?
June 7 at
Department
9.
versus Miss Mendez, mom, represented by Maribel Roldan, but Maribel is not here. Miss Montes, you're the one that's gonna cover her. Thank you very much. Miss Mendez is on Zoom. Alfredo Raul Jimenez, who is there on Zoom. Mr. Galvan represents him. Mr. Galvan's also there. Melinda Garza, my attorney ad litem. Miss Smith is here. Okay, perfect. Please
Good
raise
morning,
your
Judge.
hands.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but Miss Mendez needed a link. Nobody has gone in contact with her. She sent me a message. She needed a link to attend, ma'am.
Is that not her, Aretha?
They just very early right now.
Oh, she did send her one already. Okay, ready to go. Okay.
Okay. If you can please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear trust about to give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Mendez, you said yes?
Yes, ma'am. Of course, yes.
Okay, she nodded yes. Okay. Miss Mendez, real quick, you're on mute. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay, Miss Ayala, you're the one that's gonna give the report, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, so this is compliance. How are you doing? Okay, let's see. As to comes to the random drug testing. Okay, let's start first. They did the psychosocial already?
Yes, they have.
Okay, and
For
they've
mom.
done their counseling sessions?
For mom has initiated already with Mr. Castillo, yes.
Okay,
Wow.
very good, mom. Good. Okay. What about dad?
Dad, that's the thing that's pending. He's still out of town. He
Okay.
has not advised when he's back into town. So the
With
case
with the
that we have,
counselor.
I've been doing my counseling with Mr. Anderson, though. I had
Yes,
my
sir.
other session this evening.
that's a substance abuse. Yeah, for the
okay.
counseling for individual, Mr. Castillo does not do virtual.
Then switch them. So Mr. Castillo does not do virtual, so I'm gonna switch you to ones that can do virtual, so you'll be able to still be able to do it over there, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
So we get the case moving along, okay, mom? 'Cause I don't want mom to be lagging
Yes, ma'am.
behind and stuff like that, okay. Okay, let's see, okay, so that was settled, Ms. Mendez, has she finished her parenting?
Oh, I'm already almost done.
Okay, good, okay, very good.
But I had already been doing it before they even got in.
Okay, Ms. Ayala, Mr. Jimenez, has he started his parenting?
It would be incorporated in the counseling sessions because there's not a program that would fit where he is since he's out of town from what he reports.
Okay, so we're gonna do, okay, so Mr. Jimenez, your counseling is going to cover the parenting classes, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, if I may, there is a lot of information and there is a lot of concerns for this case.
We're just gonna get real quick through that, then we're gonna get on to everything else, okay?
Yes.
Okay, real quick, okay, substance abuse, I'm assuming they both did their substance abuse assessment.
So mom was in court order since she was negative on her hair follicle the previous time. It was just for father.
Okay,
He not been in town to do the hair follicle test as requested.
Mhm.
But he is doing his substance abuse treatment. He has done 3 sessions with Mr. Anderson from Crossroads.
okay, good. Mr. Jimenez, if you can
Mande,
please
ma'am.
give a heads up to Miss Ayala when you're going to be in town, or why can't,
Yes.
is he out of state? Why can't we just set something up over there wherever he's at?
Yeah, I'm
He
over
had-
here, and I'm in Manville right now, right here around Houston, ma'am. They can see Manville, Webster, San Leon area.
Miss Ayala?
So previously he had mentioned, we were wanting the address where he was at. He said he moves quite often. He was mentioning about the work truck, that they had the
Yeah, we're right
tracking.
here.
So he was supposed to notify me when he's in town and he has not. There's collaterals
Yeah,
reporting that.
Our
In
truck
town?
has GPS, ma'am. on it.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Jimenez, let Miss Ayala speak. Okay, go on, Miss Ayala.
So collaterals like that have been obtained have reported to have dad in the town in Sebastian, Texas. And he has not notified me whatsoever. He has not provided any address. So he hasn't complied with that to be able to do the drug test as court ordered.
Okay. Mr. Jimenez, in order to get the hair follicle, I need to know where you're at. So currently right now, what city are you at? So I can have her call over there so I can do a hair follicle this week. Are you gonna be in that city this week?
All in this area, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you
Yeah,
can please,
she knows. I'm sorry about the noise. She knows where I'm at. I've told her because this is the first time I've spoken to the caseworker since we last had court about a month ago. She's bad at keeping contact with us, so I'm glad that I called the lawyer. He told me about court, the link. Sorry about that. But I told her I've been in this area for quite a while already. She knows that the thing is that last time she wanted if my boss doesn't know what's going on with my personal life, so she wanted me to basically show her. I'm trying to tell her if I show up over here to place, my boss is gonna know. Matt, the truck has a GPS. I'm gonna have to tell him one more here again. The drug test I hair follicle for GPS. That was my thing. I was forced. Sorry, I apologize for that.
there's two ways to do it,
track,
okay? The city that you're in for the next week, tell Miss Ayala so she can set it up over there, or when you're down here, we can set up over here. But are they open on the weekends down here? Or no?
No.
Okay, it'll only work if you're going to be down here on a weekday, okay? But the problem is that
Yes,
this case is not gonna close until I get a hair follicle, and mom's gonna be being dragged along even if she's doing everything correct, and that's not right. Mom shouldn't have to be dragged
Yeah, no,
along.
I understand that, but I mean, it keeps dragging. I'm not even a father. That's where it stands. All this is dragging. I've been over here for months already. Whenever I get a chance to see them for return, I'm really sad. Just spend the day in the hotel. But how could I say? But I guess last time you explained it to me because I'm the father. I'm gonna be. How did you explain it to me last time?
Obviously, you're gonna be involved in your children's lives, right?
But I mean, it's not as much as I want to, but it's
Yes,
more through phone, through video. It's
It's the any contact, okay? You're still gonna be
Period.
papa. Okay, right. You're still gonna be papa. So if you're still gonna be papa, I need a hair follicle. So what was the city you said you're in? I've never heard of the city. But then again,
Manville, Manvel, Manville.
Okay, Manville.
Yeah, it's right here where Dickinson, Webster, maybe about 45, 50 minutes out of Houston.
Okay. Miss Ayala, find him a drug place there to do a hair follicle for next week, okay? Because he's gonna be there. He said for at least for the next week.
Send me a physical address so that I can locate what would be closest to him for facility wise.
Mr. Jimenez, can you email? Can you,
Yes,
okay, can you email your address so she'll find you the closest one so it's not that difficult, just in case maybe you have one walking distance and stuff so you don't have to worry about the GPS tracker on the truck, okay?
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Okay.
Okay,
Judge.
perfect. Yes.
Can it be enough already for the monitoring? Because I can't be having my daughter here with me every day.
Okay, let me get through this first and then we're gonna go through the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Cortez, done. Okay. Okay, as to the service, as currently right now, as to the safety plan.
So the safety plan, they have reported that it has been followed. However, collaterals are reporting that Miss Celeste is also attending school with Miss Mendez. And that there is another man taking care of Akayo during the day while they're at school. That information had not been shared by the monitor or by mom. This was just notified as of late yesterday evening.
Oh, it hasn't been happening. Well, you can even ask her yourself. I've been stuck at home because I don't have a car. Yeah, we've been stuck at home. We haven't been going anywhere. That was just a one-time thing.
Okay, it was a one-time thing. Okay, so real quick, I don't have a problem if you need help and we're gonna get to monitoring and stuff in a minute. But if you just give a list of names to them and they pass background, you can use as many people as you want. Okay?
I don't have anybody.
Okay.
Your Honor, this collateral reported that it was more than once. It was also indicated by one of the children due to an incident that had happened. She had gone to the store. Miss Celeste had gone to the store to help him with his ear. There was an injury to his ear.
Okay.
And Your Honor, just to clarify, Miss Celeste was the monitor that had to go and get first aid items for the child that had injury to her. And I would
Hold on,
like to
let Miss
that-
Smith finish, please, one at a time. Miss Smith.
that she had to go to the store to get first aid items for the child because mom didn't have any in the home.
Well, because the parenting lady gave it to me. You're a liar. You can ask the parenting lady when she first met me. She brought me a first aid kit. No, it's not.
So has so Celeste, the daughter, left,
Oh, she's right here.
and did you ever leave the children alone with somebody else? Another person, a cousin, a friend, a neighbor, anything like that?
Just
Just be honest. Honest is the best policy. Ask anybody here. Honesty, I always just preach honesty the most.
Just with a cousin a few times for babysitting, but
Okay, with a cousin. Okay, okay.
like I smacked her.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with a babysitter. None of like.
Okay, but the thing is that the way it works, okay, is that it's supposed to be you. If you want backups, I don't have a problem. And whatever backups you want, just give the list. That's it. That's all I ask for.
There ain't
As for
nobody.
parental-
You can ask her that. Yeah, I've been stuck at home, so there's no one anymore.
No anymore. I suggest you
But we
give
did not
the
have a
name
chance.
of him just in case there is.
You don't have to ask no
another
more.
time.
Nobody. I mean, it's just name the name.
It's easier just to have him pass the background check. It really is. You have a backup.
Well,
It's
there ain't
the
nobody.
easiest
Anymore.
thing.
So there's nobody to ask anymore. You guys gone. They're gone. Gone.
Okay. Now that we've gone through most of the court order stuff, what's the other issues? Ms. Ayala?
So this monitor, Ms. Celeste, was approved. She has not reported. There has been injuries that have been observed on the oldest child.
I don't know your number. She doesn't know your number.
A cut on his arm.
Oh, let Ms. Ayala speak, and then I will always allow you guys to speak. Go, Ms. Ayala.
Then there was another incident, and this all happened after spring break week. Another incident was regarding his ear.
Okay.
There was about pinching to his ear until it bled. I talked to the child. I did have to talk to him in the school, and I had to notify mom about speaking to his child. She got upset. She stated that I could not do that that's not something that I could do. The child did make an outcry saying that mom did get upset with him because he was back talking. She got him by the ear and it had bled. That's why Miss Celeste had gone to the store to get whatever item that he needed to make it better. So there's concerns that the monitor, Miss Celeste, has not reported any of these incidents during any of the visits, either by myself or by the other caseworker that is assisting me to complete the visits. I've gotten no calls, no texts, but when they're upset, they do reach out to me. I had visited on 3/8. I had observed an injury when the children got home. So I had a gash on the right eye, about half an inch to there was a circular indenture on it. He reported that it had happened in the bus and it was confirmed with transportation. The bus monitor did report to have mentioned it to dad. So dad was there during the week, not just the weekend. He was there during the week because the child had just arrived home from school. Mom makes it very difficult. She has continued to make it very difficult for me to complete my home visits. If I go the first time in the month, she does not want to allow me back into the home. She says I already seen her home, that I don't need to see it every time. With the caseworker that's assisting me as well, she has also made it difficult. I know that Ms. Bianca did state that in the last one on the 26th, when she went, it went better because Mr. Castillo was there doing the counseling session with mom. So the children came outside. She was able to talk to Miss Celeste. Miss Celeste on multiple times has to kind of tell mom to calm down. She continues to deny me access to be able to interview. She says that's not part of the court order. The judge didn't say that. Whatever you say, you always want to do whatever you want. And then further, when I have to explain to her, I'm going to have to report this to the court, that's when she starts saying like, okay, well, I already told you can. Or, okay, yes, just do it. You're going to do it anyways. And as I'm talking to the child in the room, she continues to yell and say that I'm so stupid, everything is dumb, that CPS is just there to waste the time. And the child is hearing this. Collaterals from Su Clinica, collaterals from everywhere around the family have reported that mom has been verbally aggressive. She is very combative, very defiant all the time. And this is in front of the children.
Okay.
You said where in Su Clinica? You're a liar.
Mom, for the incident of the eye, we did provide transportation. We even involved Miss Maribel that time to talk to mom about the importance of taking him in because it was in a vital area right above the eyelid on the right side. It looked very dark in color. I had filed an advisement for that. Mom did not see the urgency to take him to the doctor just to get it checked. She agreed with Miss Maribel. She was going to take him on Monday. She did not. She took him until Wednesday when we were able to provide your transportation. As per mom, the doctor said that it was something that she can handle at home, but there was concerns because it was a vital area. She does not want to relay enough information for me to be able to complete my visits and actually be able to track any type of positive progress. I know she's doing the services, but she's not able to have those discussions with me so that they can be effective and we can able to say that she is following through with the care and the needs and safety well-being of the children.
Well, I don't like talking to you, so I'm not going to call you. Leave it on.
Let's spend this. Okay. Currently, right now, as it pertains to the children, if something happens, just contact CPS and says, hey, he fell down at school.
I'll
You
tell
gotta
my
touch.
counselor or tell my attorney. I'm not going to talk to that compulsive liar woman.
Missy Ella has to do her job. She has no choice. She doesn't get a choice not to do her job because under statute, she has to. And she has to do certain things. Wait, Ms. Mendes. Okay. That means going to the house, checking up on the child, looking at the house, making sure there's a roof, there's a ceiling. Because I just need to make sure it's not a combative fight every single time. It just makes it longer for you guys and longer for them. And longer for the child.
Now my son's being making fun of that school because her stupid ass fault for going to the house. I mean, to the school.
Yes, but if she could have gone into the house, she wouldn't have gone into school. I would prefer CPS go to the houses and speak.
I'm not going to allow her in the house if I'm doing counseling. I am busy with the counselor. I'm not going to let her come into my house.
Okay.
That's my time with my counselor. Our time with our counselor. Not her to be interfering with my counselor.
Okay, but then she could come back right after the counseling, right?
By court, you said they had to authorize me and tell me that they were going to come by. That they didn't call me that day. They didn't text me that day. Tell me, are you at home? Are you going to be available? No, I'm not available because I'm busy.
Okay, but
And Your
counseling
Honor, we
wasn't
do
all-
random checks.
I know there's random checks. I just want to make sure the counseling's not all day. It's what, an hour, 30 minutes? What is it?
In like an hour.
About an hour. It was only one time with the other caseworker, Your Honor.
Look, all I want is for
I know.
CPS to go do their job. Okay, so they can report here that they've done their job. Okay, I need them to go into the house. I need them to visit with the children. Is
Oh,
that
they
going to be okay?
have done that, but that day I was busy with our counselor.
Okay.
And that's exactly what I told. That's
When
exactly.
is the counseling session?
It's every Tuesdays.
Okay,
And that's
every
exactly what
Tuesday.
that's exactly what I told the lady. I go, we're busy with the counselor. You're not allowed to come in right now. I am busy with the counselor.
What time on Tuesdays? At 4, 5? What time is it?
4 and 4:30.
Between 4 and 4:30. Okay. So do you understand the
I
block?
asked them I wanted to do twice a week.
Okay. Do you understand the block, Ms. Yella? To make it
Yes.
life easier on yourself. Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, we also want to make it known that we may go more than once a month. It's not
Yes,
just
you
a
may
once
go
a
once a
month
month.
thing. We
Do
Yes.
not go every day. I'm not saying that they're going to go every day. Nobody has time to go every day. I wish they could go every day on some of my other cases. I can't even do that. Okay. But
And
once
Your
or
Honor-
twice, yes.
Sorry to interrupt. So due to the outcry of the child for that, there is an ongoing investigation that has just opened up.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and on the eye, when I took him to the doc exactly what my parenting lady taught me about stuff like that. That's something you take care of at home, and if it gets any worse, that's when you take them to the doctor. And that's exactly what the doctor said to me. She goes, "This is something you care for at home, not bring them to the doctor's office. It's unless if it starts pussing or it gets any worse, that's when you bring them to the doctor." I go, "Well, that's the same thing I told the caseworker." Sir. So that was a big bill right there that I told them that they're gonna have to pay for.
Hey, my arms hurt. That boy.
Children don't have Medicare or anything, Medicaid?
They do have honor. Right after the visit, mom called me highly upset, saying that I was going to pay the bill, that we were going to pay it. And this is just the behavior that has been ongoing. She's not able to give me these answers or these discussions when I'm there, and I'm letting her know, when CPS is involved, you want to make sure you take them to the doctor, especially if it's a vital area. She would not have this type of communication with me whatsoever.
When CPS is involved, you just want to take to the doctor for the doctor and be like, "Why are you here? This is ridiculous." He'd be like, "You see, look, why are you here? This is ridiculous." That's enough, okay? That really is, okay? Just because it's the fastest way to get us out of your life. I know we're not fun. I know we're annoying. I get it. I'm annoying. CPS is annoying. The lineup's annoying. I get that. But the reason we have to be here is because there's a case open up, okay? We're all here for one thing, best interest of the children, right? Okay. The quicker we all get this done, we all get along, the quicker this closes out, okay? So let's recap. Dad, you will be going to go get your hair follicle. You're going to send her the address so she can find one closest to you, so maybe you won't even have to use your truck. She's also going to switch you over, so you're going to be able to do your counseling through virtual. Ms. Medina, keep trucking along as it goes to your counseling and your other stuff. You're aware that Ms. Ayala will be showing up at your house, going knock, knock, I'm here, except for Tuesdays between 3:30 and 6. Okay? Anything happens with the child, they get sick, just send an email. If you want Celeste to send a text or whoever to send the text to Miss Ayala, just real quick, they're at the doctor's office because there's a cold. He fell down at school. These are all straight things just to do, because if you don't, she's going to start worrying, and CPS will start worrying, is there something to hide? Because you might not be hiding something. Not all parents are doing that. Okay?
They don't understand that.
We're going to try to avoid going to school as much as possible, but if she is not able to speak to the children, her next stop will be at school. Let's try to avoid that and just have it there, okay? Anything else that I need to address? Ms. Ayala?
If we can just get it in the court record, that Miss Celeste is not attending school as it was reported to me, that she is at home throughout the week.
Ms. Celeste? Are you there? You currently are not going to school, is that correct? You're just staying at home?
We don't have a ride, so I'm stuck here. So
okay, she's right. She's stuck there. We also understand that if you guys are using any backups, just give their names to them. They pass. We're good. Everybody understands that? Perfect. Miss Smith.
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to have you remind the parents that they're not to use any type of physical discipline with the children while this case is open.
Did I say that last time?
Look, there was no physical.
Well,
I only got off the ear and let nobody discipline whatsoever. I am not gonna let my son to shut the hell up or shut the fuck up, because that's the way he talks to me.
Well, she did pinch his ear and caused it to bleed, so that is physical.
No corporal punishment. Hold on. Until this case is over, no corporal punishment. Real quick. In the state of Texas, yes. If there's not a case open, yes, you can't do corporal punishment. Hold on. Okay. As long as there is no bruising, bleeding, or anything, because that will cause something to trigger an opening.
He's the one that pulled himself back. I didn't cause that. He pulled himself back. He doesn't even let me spank him on the butt with the belt. He runs around like crazy.
He'll kick him.
He'll kick me in the face. He'll kick me in the stomach. He's kicked my husband in the balls. Multiple times, actually. Multiple. There you go. So you're
Okay,
nobody.
if-
To know,
if-
you're nobody to tell
If
anybody how to
the
discipline.
child is being physical with the parents, let's have the child go do some counseling to find out, okay? To address the aggressive nature. Okay, number
He is
two,
doing
we all
counseling.
understand now, no corporal punishment since it wasn't clear before.
Yeah, he is doing counseling, and that's what Mr. Cantu told him. Mr. Cantu told him that he needs to let me discipline him. But it doesn't matter. Ow, you scratched me. Oh no, it's
You're-
me.
There's also referrals. If mom can just be advised that, I would have conversations with her regarding medical visits, any referrals. There was referrals sent out for Zai and for Akari for the nutritionist and the dietitian
Okay,
due to the weight.
I'm the one that asked for them. I told them that I was worried about that.
Okay.
So they're not the ones that are worried about it. I'm the one that asked them if they can be seen by a nutritionist, because I told them that they don't like to eat all their food.
okay. Well, since we're all, the first time we're department, the parents are on the same wavelength, just go to whatever place that you guys were referred to, okay? Ms. Ayala, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Mendez, anything else? So I think I lost that.
No, the only thing that I wanted is just the supervising, because I don't want to be sleeping on with me 24/7.
What? I missed that.
The supervising, because I don't want her to be sleeping in my room 24/7.
He wants to lift the supervision to the 24/7 monitoring. And at this point, the department is opposed to that because we haven't
The
made any
only
treat-
issue I'm having, to be honest with you, mom's done everything correctly. The only issue I'm having is with the ear thing. Find me out what's going to be your disposition as to the ear thing. If it's gonna be no reason to believe, then I'm going to lighten it. If there is going to be a reason to believe, then it's going to remain. Ms. Pontes, anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may, since Celeste is saying she doesn't have Miss Ayala's phone number, can we on the record give it to her so that she is contacting us with any and every issue that is going on in the home, please?
She said right now, can she have it? Because she has her phone with her right now.
Michelle, if you're okay, being comfortable, hold on, just real quick. If you're okay being comfortable with it going to be, because we are live, I can pause the live. You can give the phone number to her. Would you, Elsa, pause the live real quick. If he missed anything, but I think he was pretty much here for all of the 97. The only thing he missed was Ayala's phone number. I don't know if he needs it. Okay. But I mean, she's already had contact with him, so I don't think he does. Okay. Everybody understands their roles. Perfect. So let's please keep everyone informed. Parents, if you have any backups that are needed, just inform them to CPS and keep everybody informed. And open the doors. Okay. Everyone good? Yes, we come back, Ms. Sosa, on
June 7 at 10. June 7 at 10 o'clock.
June 7th at 10.
I
Okay.
might not be able to attend. I have graduation all that week.
We can do it a week earlier if you want. 1 week earlier.
That's fine.
I mean,
I'll
because
I just know I have graduation that week.
okay. Well, if you contact your attorney, and she'll be able to if there's anything that you would like for the court to know, you'll be able to do it that way. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Nope. In that case, then you're excused until then. Thank you. Department versus Ms. Perez, mom, Melinda Garza. There she is. Thank you. Mom, there's no contact currently right now. Melinda Garza is an attorney at Litem. No, Ms. Maria Teresa Coronel is my attorney ad litem. She's right there. And Ms. Smith. Okay. Okay. Department, please raise your hands. Do you swear to about to give today's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You're on mute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me put your hand down. Okay. Who's on 1+ G and 2200?
I believe I want to say that's Mr. Perez, husband to Ms. Natalia Perez.
But he's not a part of this case, right?
Right.
Okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong because I see a female on the camera, but I don't know who that is.
Okay. Does anybody recognize? Is
He
that a
said he
picture?
has placement of the children. Is Mr. Perez? He says he has placement of the children.
The children
Oh,
are
okay.
with him. Yes.
Oh, okay. So is he going to get on?
I think they're frozen, Judge.
Oh.
Okay, there.
Progress as it comes to Ms. Perez. What is it?
Your Honor, yes, I was given this case, Ms. Perez. I continued with her. She was incarcerated in the month of February. She
Okay.
was released. She was released back on February the 21st, I believe. After that, I did make contact with Ms. Perez on several occasions. She was doing well. She made progress with her services. She did complete random drug screening on 3/13 and 3/18, and they were both negative. And then aside from that, she made progress on her substance abuse counseling as well. She did complete a total of 8 individuals and 3 groups so far. And in terms of her counseling, she has completed 3 out of the 6 individual counseling sessions with Mr. Vince Castillo with RGV Counseling. Ms. Cantu was also advised and court ordered to follow up with her mental health. She did complete her psychiatric evaluation back on 2/26/2024. However, she did have an appointment on March 7th, and that was a no-show. And she also had an appointment again on March 25th, 2024, and that was a no-show. She did not show up. And she has upcoming appointments for April as well. I did reach out to Miss Natalia Cantu Perez on April the 2nd for her to submit to a drug test. However, she did not show up, and I tried making contact with her again, and on April the 3rd, and her phone was disconnected. At this point, I don't have any knowledge of Miss Perez's known whereabouts, as she doesn't have a residence. She, according to her and to the last court report from the previous worker, she is couch surfing, and she did tell me that she doesn't have a stable place. She does stay with friends from here and there from time to time. And there's no location where I can actually find her, and her phone is disconnected. I did receive information from Mr. Juan Perez, who is the husband, that she had relapsed, and there's drug issues and drug concerns with her, and apparently she's using again. However, that I haven't confirmed that because I haven't been able to make contact with her.
Okay, so let me get this straight. She is doing some individual, or she was doing some individual. When was her last time she went?
She was doing individual. The last time was back in February. Let me get that for you. I have
Okay. She was doing it, but she hasn't been discharged, unsuccessfully discharged currently. Is that right?
Right. She's still her case is still open, but she hasn't continued with the sessions, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the next one is substance abuse. She was or is doing it?
She was doing it. Her last session was also back in February.
So she was doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
She just has to be unsuccessfully discharged from that one either.
Right, that's correct.
She no-showed on her drug test.
Right. On April.
So they're
the 2nd.
positives, correct?
Correct. She did not show up.
And how many no-shows do I have?
As of right now, just one, the April the 2nd one.
One, April the 2nd, no-show positive, right?
Right.
Perfect. Okay. So, and she hasn't been visiting, or she has been visiting?
According to Mr. Perez, she has been visiting the children with the safety plan that's in place that paternal grandmother is to monitor. According to the family and Mr. Perez, mom had been visiting the children with the supervision of the paternal grandmother there.
Okay, so she's in complete non-compliance. Doesn't look like she's gonna get in compliance, but she's still visiting under monitoring situations. Is that correct? Wraps it up? Yes.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Garza, your client was doing it, currently is not doing it. It's the nature of the business when we have drugs involved. Hopefully, when is this one closing?
I'm still pending the temporary order, Judge, so we can get the dismissal date.
Smith, I need my order. 11/29/23 is when you guys filed.
Yes. What? I'll get the temporary order as soon as possible.
I guess my question would be this, are you going to want to extend it to keep it open until the last moment to see if she will do anything? Or are you going to close it because dad has the kids right now?
We want to keep it open at least for a couple more months to see, because she was doing her services. She was
See if you can bring her back in the fold. Okay.
right. She
That's no
has done
problem.
quite a bit.
It expires sometime in June, Judge,
Okay.
if my calculations are right, sometime in June.
Okay, let's set it up right before it expires. Okay, maybe she'll come back by then. Okay,
In a
long as
month?
everything's going, huh?
In a month, Judge? Bring her back in a month?
Yeah, at the end of May.
Okay.
You're
It'll
on.
be via Zoom.
I thought this case started in December. Am I?
Yes.
Yeah,
The,
okay.
the filing was on 11/29/2023. That's what the filing was. And the first day that we came here was 12/8/2023. The hearing date.
Yeah, she started. She was complying. Then at
June?
our February hearing, there was a warrant out. So from court, she got picked up, and that kind of set her back. She got out. She was doing stuff. I was talking to her. So I don't know exactly what's happening now that she has kind of.
She went backwards. It happens sometimes.
I hope not, but I do know that housing was an issue for her even the first time. So she really was wanting to be able to move in with dad and the kids, but because she got arrested, that we weren't able to address that issue.
Okay. If you want to have a hearing as to changing the safety plan, just tell me. Or Ms. Coronado, you have the opportunity to make that call, okay? If you feel it's better, that she be with the kids, I'll let you make that call, okay? Let's hope with enough time, she will come back and get right back on track.
Sure. I'll speak with dad and see how the children are with him, and if he's good with it, then we can recommend it.
Okay.
And just for the record, I didn't get a report. I don't know why.
Ms. Smith?
Pedro, did you find report?
I did not.
Yeah, it's not on here. She's not on the e-filing. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, I'll make sure that Terry's added to the e-filing list, and I'll forward her the report.
On either of the things that you've. So.
Thank you.
I need my items to have the reports, please. Okay. I need my temporary orders, Ms. Smith. If I do not get my temporary orders by next week, I'm going to set it up for a show cause hearing for all my orders that I'm.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank
I will
you.
get it to you next week.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Coronado, Ms. Garza?
No, Judge, not at this time.
Okay. Anything else from CPS?
No, Your Honor.
Nope. Okay. In that case, we come back on, when did you say, Elsa?
May 31st at 9 via Zoom.
May 31st at 9 via Zoom. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. 215.
Thank
You
you.
guys are here on Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Garcia
Kristen
Smith.
Barrera on behalf of Attorney Ricardo Barrera for Miss Crystal Calvo.
Yes, and you are on both of my cases. Thank you, Ms. Barrera, for showing up on his behalf. Appreciate it. Okay. I have Mr. Garcia, my dad, represented by Fernando Galvan, on both cases. Is he here? No. Anybody know if he
was, I know he was.
I think that I see a Manuel Garcia. I see that right there. Is that dad?
That's him. That must be him. Yes.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I have Manuel Martinez' dad, represented by Maribel Roldan, who's covering her. Is Montes again, or is Montes again? Okay, thank you so much. I have Manuel Martinez here. Department, do you see Emmanuel Martinez? Anybody? Anybody? Any CPS person? Do they see any Manuel Martinez on Zoom?
I don't see him.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Ruben Palacios Jr. I see he's right there. Javier Solis.
Present, Your Honor.
Vincent, thank you. Vincent Sainz. That is Melinda Garza.
He's not present.
He's not present. Okay. Okay. My guardian is Pamela Alexander. Who's right there. Thank you, Miss Alexander. My attorney alliance, Maria Teresa Coronado. She's right there. Thank you, Miss Coronado. Do I have Casa on this one?
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm in my car. I drove all the way to the courthouse. I didn't know it was.
Aw, tell Casa people. She's the one that gets to drive over there for boring.
The background.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm gonna need Casa, the every one of the parents, and department to please raise your right hands. Okay, Mr. Garcia. Right hand, thank you. Do you solemnly swear testimony about to give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So be God.
Yes.
Yes. Department, yes. Garcia, Palacios, yes. Okay, put your hands down. Okay, are those,
Your Honor,
are
I
those
do
some of
see
the kids?
Excuse me, Your Honor, I do see the children.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know if you want to take it off YouTube or have them.
Yeah,
Okay.
about to say, okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. Oh, Ms. Calvo, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay then, Ms. Calvo's here. Okay. So, just remember we're using initials for the children's names. Okay, I'd like to start for the eldest first and move my way down. Okay, so department, you go first, please.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I see the children, I guess I'll start with this, Your Honor. The children had been placed with maternal grandmother since March of 2023.
Hold on real quick. The Sarah Espinosa, there's a child that's there. Is that one of my kids?
Yes, she has 2 of the children on the case.
Okay, just make sure that the child's face is not on the camera. Okay, you may continue.
Yes, Your Honor. The 3 oldest children were placed with maternal grandmother since March of last year. However, last month she stated she could no longer care for the children. On March 20th, we placed them with fictive kin, Ms. Janine Cruz and Ricardo Villagomez. So right now the children are adjusting to this new placement.
Okay.
And Ms. Cruz is willing to care for the children long term. The oldest child I see was enrolled in the school closest to this new placement. He's having a little bit of a harder time than his siblings adjusting to the placement. But he does feel comfortable in the home. It's just that he, I guess, would rather be with the grandmother.
Okay. But currently right now, I don't have that option, correct?
Yes, correct. No, Your Honor. There were concerns that she was allowing mother to be in the home and have access to the children unauthorized. So that was another reason why we also moved forward with the removal of the children.
Okay.
But I see, I'm sorry, I see he's in this placement, but he has no special needs. He does get special accommodations in school for 504. He uses glasses, but he's up to date with medicals and dentals.
Okay.
Which child is this?
I see the
eldest. Okay. He's doing okay right now. He's placed all 4 on this particular case is placed there, correct?
No, Your Honor, just the 3 oldest.
Just the 3 oldest. Okay.
Yes, the youngest one, JG, he is placed with Miss Sarah Espinosa, and then the sibling that's part of the other case, the companion.
Okay. The EG. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But he's doing fine. I mean, yeah, he would prefer to be somewhere else, but he's doing perfectly fine.
Yes, somewhat, but have been concerns about him kind of
okay.
doing behaviors where sometimes he starts hitting himself on the walls, but the victim kin has already reached out to the behavioral MMHR, I believe. They're going to do an assessment on him, and we're going to see about possible medication and also treatment. We're also working on transferring the counseling services over to this new placement, so that he can also continue receiving individual counseling.
Okay. So, but the caregiver right now is on top of it.
Yes, she is. She's been doing great. The same day that we did placement, she took them for a checkup. She called to check up on the dentals. She went and enrolled them in school the same day. So yes, she's been on top of things.
Very good. Okay, okay. Casa, anything to add as it pertains to IC?
I have yet to visit them in their new placement. I do have a visit scheduled, but the only thing I would like to add is that prior to them being moved, I think grandma
Oh, you're cutting out pretty bad. Miss Bares, you cut off pretty bad. What were you saying?
Okay, let me see.
We can hear you.
Can you
Your
hear me?
video's out of whack. We can hear you. Your video's out of whack, but yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Let me turn off my video so you can at least catch my voice.
Okay.
So prior to the children being moved, I did speak to them, but I speak to them alone. And I think grandma was giving the children information about them possibly being moved.
Possibly about them being moved, but where'd she go? Did she disappear on me? She did disappear.
Right?
Yes.
I think my signal is
Okay, we're hearing you better now. I think it's better without the video. So you believe that grandma was giving information to the children?
Yes, and what I'm trying to get at with this is that the children, when I spoke to them, they all told me that they did want to go to this placement with fictive kin.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't know who fictive kin was, but I did pass the message to the department, and that's how the department went ahead and found the placement. So I would just like to say that I think the children had already met Miss Cruz, and they were all telling me, oh, we want to go with Miss Cruz. So yes, I don't think it was a good idea that grandma was telling them that she couldn't care for them, but I was able to know that they did want to be placed there.
Okay, so it was a comfortable placement.
Yes, and prior to IC being moved schools, I did reach out to his teacher, and she did mention that everything was going well. There wasn't any concerns with him.
Good. Okay. And then the little concerns we're having, it's already being addressed. Anything from my items as it pertains to IC?
No, just pretty much the same thing. I mean, he was used to being with grandma, and maybe it's just some adjustment issues, but yeah, he was willing to give this new placement a shot. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. Let's go down. Anything to add?
Judge, I have nothing new to add, Judge. I think they pretty much covered it.
Okay. Okay. We move on then to JG.
Yes, Your Honor. She's also placed with IC and TG. She's doing well adjusting. Initially, she was the one that was a little bit more hesitant to the change in the placement. She wanted to be calling grandmother. But right now that I'm seeing her, I mean, she looks completely different. Their demeanor looks very happy. She also does not have any special needs. When Ms. Cruz took her for the medical checkup the day of placement, they did give a referral for 504 accommodations. We did provide that to the school, so we're pending evaluations. She is repeating second grade, but she's doing really good right now in her grades, and hopefully with the accommodations, in the future she can go up to the grade level she's supposed to be at. But there's no concerns with her. She takes no medication. She's up to date with medicals and dentals. No special needs.
Okay. Good, good, good. Anything else to add as pertains to that particular child, Casa?
No, nothing, Your Honor. Same thing. I reached out prior prior to the change in schools, and the teacher mentioned that JG was doing well in school. Right now, the only concern is that JG does have head lice, but if I'm not mistaken, Miss Cruz is taking care of it as per the department.
Okay, it's being addressed.
Yes, she
Right.
did have them at the checkup, Your Honor, but they did give her treatment and she spent about 4 hours taking them all off. And right now that I'm seeing her, yeah, she looks like she doesn't have them anymore. It's been
Okay.
resolved.
Perfect. Okay. Anything you want to know, Miss Alexander?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Coronado?
We're good.
Okay. Then I move on to TG.
She's also doing well in the placement change. She seems really happy. I asked her, I came over to their home today. She says that she wants to be adopted. She's doing really great. She is diagnosed with autism, Your Honor, so we did give a referral for tropical. Miss Cruz also, the day that I gave her the number, she called and did the intake. So we'll be getting her services to see if she can get an additional therapy. But right now she's in a general education classroom. She's able to socialize appropriately with children. They also gave her a referral for possible 504 accommodations, and the school's already on top of possibly getting her evaluated. But she doesn't take any medication. She's also up to date with medicals and dentals.
Okay. That's a TG?
Nothing, Your Honor. She's doing very well. I will say that when I spoke to them, she sounded the most excited to be placed with Miss Cruz.
Okay, that's good. Miss Alexander, anything from you?
Oh, Your Honor, nothing to add.
Miss Coronado?
Nothing, Your Honor.
No. Okay. We move on to JG Jr.
JG, Your Honor, he just turned 4 years old. He got to celebrate his birthday this year. He's from February 29th. So he actually got to celebrate the day of his birthday. That was really great. After the last hearing in December, we did placement with fictive kin Sarah Espinosa, and he's been doing great in his placement. He's starting to talk a lot more. He's a very happy child, very lovable. I can see the bond that he has, not only with fictive kin, but with his father as well. And with his siblings, all the siblings love each other. We do have sibling visits as well for them. So all the siblings got to celebrate his birthday with him. He has no special needs, and he's also up to date with all medicals and dentals.
Okay, good. Casa, anything to add?
JG Jr. is doing very, very well. He's very social. He's talking a lot more. And just like Ms. Salazar said, you can see that there's a bond there with Ms. Espinosa and with his sister as well.
Okay. Ms. Alexander, anything to add?
Nothing to add, Judge, but I just have a quick question for the department. Did these two placements know each other before the kids were placed with them? Like, are they relatives that know each other?
And this is for the 3 oldest or the
Yeah,
youngest?
well, the you know how they're in 2 placements, like
Yes.
the placements know each other before?
The 2 placements? No,
Yeah.
they don't know each other.
Oh, okay. I was
But
just
they are willing to coordinate sibling visits if needed. Yes.
okay. Thank you.
Have they had any sibling? Okay, well, when they get moved?
March 20th, Your Honor, and the last visit that we held was at the beginning of March. And so we're coordinating one for possibly this next weekend that's coming up.
What cities are they placed again?
Lyford and Raymondville. And then maternal grandmother has PMC of the 2 older children since 2018. So they're all within 10 minutes of each other. There's a total of 7 siblings, but the 2 oldest are not part of these cases.
Right, because grandma's taking care of them. Okay, so Lyford and Raymondville, remind me again how far away they're from each other?
They're joining cities, so they're right next to each other. Grandma's house is less than 10 minutes away from the fictive kin's placement, and all of them are within 10 minutes.
Okay, and how many visits have I had in 30 days?
1.
That will increase. I understand it's going to be hard to do it every weekly for caregivers, okay? But every other week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you're
Okay.
I have a question.
Mr. Galvan?
Yes, I have a quick question. Ms. Salazar said the placement occurred on March 20th, but I'm wondering, to be more specific, which kids were placed on the 20th? Were those the Cruz kids, or was that, I mean, the kids with Cruz, or was that JG with Ms. Espinosa?
No, Mr. Galvan, JG was placed with Miss Espinosa on December 6th of 2023, and the 3 oldest children were placed on March 20th with Miss Janine Cruz.
Yeah,
Okay.
IC, JG, and TG were all placed recently, replaced.
Yes, but JMG was placed with Ms. Espinosa
Correct.
Since back in December. So he's been there a long time. Well,
4 months.
relatively.
4 months, yes.
Well, in our business, yeah, long term. Okay. Ms. Coronado, did you have any questions for the department?
No, Judge, not at this time.
Okay, then we're gonna go to my last child, DEG.
Yes, Your Honor. DG, she's 1 year old. She's already starting to walk. She's doing really well in her placement as well. I can tell the bond that she has with Miss Espinosa and with her father. She's placed with JG with her brother. They share a bedroom, but each have their own beds. She's up to date with medicals and dentals, and she's doing really great.
Okay, good. That's anything to add as to my youngest one?
Nothing, Your Honor. She's doing very well in her placement.
Okay. Miss Alexander, do you have any
No, Your
questions?
Honor.
Okay, Miss
No.
Coronado.
Nothing, Judge.
Okay, so I put a very interesting visitation schedule last time with all of the fathers involved, did I not? And that all pertained to because they were already in one place and all that, and now. So I guess my question is how's that been going?
I'll start with the oldest child, Your Honor, which is IC. His father's Mr. Ruben Palacios. At the last court hearing, the visits that were ordered were 4 hours of virtual visits supervised by grandmother. Initially, he did start calling. He called in for Christmas. However, Mr. Palacios we weren't able to locate him for about 2 months.
Okay.
He did make contact with the department once he got a new phone number, and he did admit to the department that he did have a relapse. So he got a new number. He's on probation in Bexar County, and he did fail a drug test, so they put him back in substance use classes.
Okay.
So he is attending to his substance use, and he just tested negative on a drug test for a new employment that he just got this week.
Okay.
And now that he has a new phone number, he has been calling Isaac. We haven't done the 4 hours exactly because sometimes Isaac gets distracted or he's moving and walking around with the phone, but he does engage with him. They have good conversations. They're supervised by the caregivers. He also sent him a present for his birthday because he turned 9 years old last month.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Galvan, hold on, no. Calvo is, Palacios is, Mr. Solis, that's your flank.
Yes, Your Honor. As stated, Your Honor, my client did have a slip up, but he's gotten back on track. As a matter of fact, he got a good job there in Floresville where he's at. He's working full time, cleaning heavy equipment from what I understand, or maintaining heavy equipment. He's always had an interest in his child, and he's back on track to continue that interest, Judge, other than this slight slip up, but is back on track, Judge.
Okay. And the child is reacting well when dad?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor, he does. He looks forward to the calls and he does engage with him. He gets happy. Mr. Palacios has voiced an interest in maybe a partner of his being interested in placement of Isaac. I do have a courtesy worker for him up in Bexar County, so we'll be looking into those options. But right now, we're recommending that he stay in the placement with Victive Kin.
Correct. Okay, Mr. Palacios, okay. I understand slip-ups, absolutely, it occurs, okay? You accepted it, you said, you know what, you got yourself back on track, okay. Just remember, for a little child who's waiting for daddy to call, it's not fair that he's waiting and then daddy doesn't call, okay? Okay, we can't have too many slip-ups because it's hard looking at a child when you've disappointed them, okay? Or when they're disappointed because they're waiting for a parent, okay? The only way this works is, you know, you keep clean, you get more access to your child, a little bit more, okay? Because I'm not moving this child unless I know that they're going to go to a secure place. And real quick, I don't move children just willy-nilly. I have foster parents, I do. Depends how young they are. But as for this one, they've been moved so often, just recently, that's a lot. It's a lot for adults, imagine for a child, okay? So, we keep clean, we keep going forward, okay? Good thing on the job, okay. Okay, next, father.
The other father that's been involved in the case is Mr. Joe Garcia. He's father to JG and DG. At the last court hearing, the court ordered overnight visits. First, we started from Friday 6 p.m. to Saturday 6 p.m. for 3 weeks. That went well. So then we increased from Friday to Sunday 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. The visits have been going great. There has been no concerns. Mr. Garcia provides for them financially, emotionally. The children have a great bond with him. We did increase with the approval of the attorney's weekday visit. We added another one because he's been doing so great, and also just to help out Mrs. Espinosa because she does have the 2 young children in her care. So just for support, and they've been doing great, Your Honor.
Good, okay, very good. Mr. Galvan, your client's done very good, very happy, happy. Look at me happy. Okay, okay, so when it comes to sibling visitation, because at some point or another, I want them to make sure that they still have that, you know, I want them to see their siblings because they still have the youngest ones, okay? So, Mr. Garcia, sometimes your visitations, you're gonna have to take them over there to do the sibling visitation, okay? For them to see their little siblings, okay?
Your Honor, there is a concern though at the time, sorry, this is a caseworker. At the time of the initial removal in November of 2021, Mr. Garcia was RTB'd of abuse to the sibling trinity. So there was a no contact order initially with the siblings. Therefore, the fictive kin would be the one that would, I think, have to transport and not Mr. Garcia.
Okay. Just try to work it around where his time give his time and then the other time goes to the siblings. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor. And there is a concern that just came up. I don't know if we're moving on to the father or should I wait?
As to Mr. Garcia or go as to the
Mr.
next
Garcia. Mr.
Okay.
Garcia.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Garcia finished his court-ordered services a long time ago. He's been doing great, cooperative with the department, engaged in visits with both of his children. He had been testing negative on random drug tests for over a year, I want to say. However, last month, I decided to offer him an oral drug test so that he didn't have to drive all the way to Harlingen for his drug test. And the results did come back positive for cocaine for Mr. Garcia. And it was positive for cocaine, the oral drug test, Your Honor.
Mr. Galvan, what happened? Mr. Garcia, unmute yourself, please. Mr. Garcia, unmute
I'm
yourself.
sorry. Okay, yes. I'm sorry, it was on mute. Ma'am, yes, I've been, since the beginning of the case, I actually presented myself to CPS, right? And I told him, put me on the case so I can be there for my children from day one. And since the first DUA, I have never been hidden from them. This is the last one I don't even do drugs, right? I obviously, right? I haven't been getting no positive UA. When they tell me to go, I'm always there. This one, I happen to be like, maybe I've been thinking, right? Because Carla messaged me and told me that the test came out positive. So I was thinking, maybe I was at a party or something, because I don't drink or nothing, right? I maybe drinking something that somebody must have gotten my drink and I accidentally drank out of it, and soda or something. I don't know how it happened.
Okay.
But I don't use. You can give me random tests anytime, and I don't know how this.
Okay, so real quick, the way this works, as long as you're honest with me, that's all I care about. Just be honest with me, okay? Because I will do a hair follicle, okay? If it's gonna be positive for cocaine, I did it one time. It's positive for cocaine. That's fine. I send you to some counseling again, okay? Get that addressed. I will not remove your visitation. However, you'll be taking a oral drug test before the visitation happens and after.
That's fine, ma'am. Like I
Okay.
said, I'm being honest with you. I didn't use. Somehow it came into my system, and that's how it had to have happened. How can I have gotten so many UAs, negative UAs at random? Even mouse swaps, the way she does for me, right? She does random sometimes.
Do
This
do
one
a
just
hair
so-
follow-up. Okay, I don't know. Maybe he's on a medicine that would be false positive. Do a hair follow-up on him. Okay.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Are you on any type of prescription medication?
Me? No.
Okay.
No.
When it's his visitation, swap him. Okay. If it comes back positive, what are we going to do with this case, Miss Smith? Out of curiosity.
At this time, we are looking at a relative conservatorship for all of the children with different relatives. Right now, the youngest two with Miss Espinosa and the older three, although they've just been placed, we're looking at relative conservatorship with with Miss Cruz.
Okay, so the last time I PMC'd a grandma, right?
Right.
Okay. I did 2 PMCs.
You did a PMC of 2, the older children to maternal grandmother.
Okay. Those are the ones that are out.
Right, they're out.
Okay. And
this
then
one we're looking at two different placements, but PMC to the relatives. Although we're not ready to do the PMC placement with Miss Cruz because they were just placed there. Although with Miss Espinosa, they've been there since I believe it's December. So we're okay with PMCing today if we want to. With supervised visits for the parents.
is that what you're asking for right now?
Yes. And we would have to sever out the child JG
And put
because
her,
okay.
put him and the other one?
The other one is in her own case. DG is filed in a separate cause number.
So they're both gonna have 2 separate ones. They're gonna be placed together, and these 3
Right.
are going to remain. And you're going to
Actually, what we can do, Judge, is Jay, he can be moved or transferred to
DEG?
Oh. Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes,
So we don't have to open it. We could just transfer him into the DEG case.
correct.
Okay, so my 2 youngest will have their own case. These 3 are gonna have this case. And you want me to PMC Espinosa?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me go down my line real quick. First, I'm going to ask my ad litem, Ms. Coronado, Ms. Alexander. How do we feel about this?
Judge, as to the 2 youngest, JG and DEG, I would think that would be good for them. They've been there since December. They've been doing very well. Dad's doing well and has to be commended for his efforts. So I'd be good with visitation for him as we have it right now. But yeah, I think this is time to PMC these children and get them out of the case and give them some permanency.
Okay. So on the DEG, they're going to be what? The babies. On the babies? Because I
Yes.
have the 3 eldest ones. They're going to be
Mhm.
PMC to Ms. Espinosa? Or is Ms. Espinosa, I'm sorry, Ms. Espinosa is going to take the 2, and my 3 elder ones are going to where?
They're currently in the fictive kin with Miss Cruz, but they were just placed a
Just
couple of
placed
weeks
there,
ago.
so I need time. Okay.
Yeah, so we need time for those.
Okay, so as to my 2 babies, they're gonna go Sarah, so Miss Espinosa, Miss Alexander, you're in agreement with that as well?
I am, Your Honor. I think the only thing would be like, I don't know if you want to see that hair follicle on dad to determine visits or what kind of visits, but I do think that that's what's best for them. They've been there and done excellent with Miss Espinosa.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, my 2 youngest ones, the father is who?
Joe
Mr.
Manuel
Garcia.
Garcia.
Just Garcia, right? I just have 1, right, for them, right? Okay.
Yes,
Okay, Mr. Galvan, is there any objection to that?
there is no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, in that case, then I'm going to make Sarah Espinosa and you're ready to discuss this with her, right? Before I do this vote, right? Okay, then Ms. Espinosa will be named as the permanent managing conservators to JMG and DEG and JMG will be transferred into DEG's cause number. Okay. Dad currently will remain with his schedule. However, he will have a hair follicle. Okay. And before I sign any final orders as to the possession access, as to Garcia dad, I want to see my hair follicle. Okay.
Your Honor, may I speak up just for a second? This is Rick Barrera for Ms. Crystal Calvo.
Yes.
Your Honor, I could with Miss Alexander on the hair follicle, and I thank you for ordering that. I asked that is there a home study on Espinosa, the placement candidate here?
Yes, Mr. Barrera, and it was a recommended home study.
All right. I will need to look for that home study. I haven't seen it yet. But I take it that the home study was evaluated and is available for the court's review. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Barrera, was filed in November of 2023 prior to the court hearing on December 1st. And then the court ordered the placement with Ms. Espinosa based on the recommended home study.
Got it. That's clear.
Mr. Barrera, it was my fault. I forgot Ms. Calvo because she been somewhat absent. But Mr. Barrera, what is the position of mom as to Sarah Espinosa in the PMC?
Your Honor, I have spoken with Ms. Calvo about a couple weeks ago. She's on this Zoom now. I'd ask her if she could unmute her device and answer the court directly related to that position.
Last time she made an appearance here was 1/13/2023. Is that correct?
I believe
Okay.
so, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Calvo.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
currently right now, your two youngest, the proposal is that CPS would like to make Ms. Espinosa the managing conservator, with everybody else being you and dad being possessory conservator. Dad has already moved on his visitation schedule. Okay. Need to discuss your visitation schedule in a minute. But do you have any objection for, instead of the department being the PMC, for Ms. Espinosa being the PMC?
Yes.
You're in agreement?
I don't agree, no.
You do not agree. Okay. Where did you want the children to be placed?
Well, I don't know. I know they're doing really good with Miss Cruz. I know, the father's a good, he's been doing good, but I feel like everybody's not even focused on really why the case was open due to the sexual assault towards, and nobody has told me what's going on with that or what. I know I hadn't been with CPS for like, what? That's when I was using almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So nobody's told me, what is really, like, what were what happened after she got, did it happen? Did it happen? And then all of a sudden I see the kids with him, and then according to my mom, I don't know, she's old. She said that they had been lying, that they had said that they were not living together. When they lived together, the kids are always there. They only live 2 blocks away. And I don't know, I feel like Ms. Salazar is just, everything's fine, everything's fine. But she hasn't spoken to me. And when I did ask her about me doing classes and how can I go about, she never responds. But she's real quick to respond to a drug test, and she's real quick to respond to, hey, do not miss court.
Okay. Ms. Smith, Ms. Calvo is objecting to the PMC.
Yes, Your Honor, we'd like to set it for trial.
Not a problem. Okay. Mr. Barrera, I'm about to do some hard truths right now. Okay.
Ready.
Okay. These questions are going to be for CPS and Ms. Calvo. Okay. The last time mom appeared in court was 1/13/2023. Is that correct, Mom?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Department, yes?
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time she had contact with CPS? Not with me, whatever, but with CPS.
She had not made contact with the department since April of 2023. In February, she did reach out to me. She contacted me and she stated that she wanted to do services. We spoke. I offered her to do a drug test that day. I waited in Raymond about 3 hours. She was telling me that she was taking care of somebody's home, but that she would be available. Then after about 3 hours, she stopped answering all calls and messages. However, I did send out referrals for individual counseling and substance abuse. The substance abuse provider attempted calling her multiple times. They were not able to reach her. Therefore, they discharged her unsuccessfully. She did reach out to me another time. That was at the end of February. About 2 weeks ago, she also messaged me. It was after 9 p.m., Your Honor, but she did state that she wanted to do services. And then I tried calling her back. However, I haven't been successful. But I did see that she did get the message because I sent her the link for the Zoom link and she's connected through there today. So she is able to receive my messages, but she hasn't answered my calls.
Okay, so last year in 2023, she stopped and then she appeared again in February of 2024.
Yes, correct. And she has not been active in visitation since October of 2022. However, I believe that there may have been contact with the 3 oldest children since they were placed with grandmother, and collaterals have stated that she was having access, as well as the children have admitted that she was being in the home. But those were unauthorized visitations that she was having. DG was born in June of 2022, and she only visited her once after her birth, and that was it.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I've had more than a year of working with parents here in order to get themselves situated so I can return children to them. Is that correct? Department?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. So, Ms. Galvo.
Yes.
If you tell me right now that CPS was hiding from you, they weren't allowing you to do your work, they weren't allowing you to do any of your programs, your substance abuse and stuff like that, I will hear you out. Are you making those claims?
Okay, repeat yourself. I know that Ms. Salazar is saying that she got a hold of me. The several attempts, the calls, no. The only thing I got was hey, can I meet up with you today? Where are you gonna for a drug test? That, yes.
So for you telling me for a whole year, they did CPS made contact with the dads, but they didn't make contact with you.
No, she didn't have no contact with me at all. And if she did, she wasn't looking for me where I was. She was probably coming to,
She wasn't looking for you where you were.
Excuse me?
May I speak, Your Honor?
No, I got this.
Okay.
Then I happened to find out.
Hold on, real quick. Okay. So the thing is I've done this for 20 years. I used to be an advocate for children for 20 years. Okay. You don't want to be a mom, you just tell me straight out. I don't want to be a mom. Okay. I hate forcing parents to be parents. I had Mrs. Garcia going through hoops. I had Mr. Palacios who went away, is coming back, but they're all coming back. Okay. But they don't come here and say, it's not my fault. You accept responsibility.
Oh, I know it's my fault.
Hold on, Ms. Calvo. You accept responsibility. You said, okay, I understand what's going on now. I'm going to accept it. But the problem is I'm already at the end of cases. Okay. I can't have children out in the wind. They don't deserve that. They didn't do anything wrong. The adults in their lives did a whole bunch of things wrong, but they never did anything wrong. So if you want to do your services in the short amount of time, fine, shine. I will give you the opportunity to shine. Okay.
Okay.
If you truly want it, then you're going to shine. However, the last time you came here was 1/13/2023. I'm the new judge. There was a previous judge before me. Okay. That's how long it's been. Well, you want your chance? You want your chance? I'll give you your chance. Give her a list. Let's see if she does anything. Because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, it'll also count as to how much possession and access time she's going to have. Ms. Calvo, I hope I do get to see you at my next hearing. Okay? Okay.
Your Honor, make a couple arguments for the record on behalf of Ms. Calvo.
Yes.
Ms. Calvo is a victim of domestic assault. She has had, I believe she's potentially has claims that she was also sexually assaulted in these cases. And so in terms of supports and services, there's an absolute need for her to engage. My advice to her is to engage. And so I'm going to ask that she be directly served by the court regarding any further notices from this court. If she can provide her email for the record, Your Honor, so we can ensure that there is no issue as to notice. We provided her this notice today, but in the past, I want to make sure there's no issue. Because of the past, I want to make sure there's no notice issues in the future.
No problem. It sounds like take us off live so she can give the get in any person until she at least starts it, initiates. Okay. It will be at a monitoring service.
Okay. In the meantime, virtual or no virtual until she
And real
starts?
quick, hold on. Let me make sure I'm clear. She takes her hair follicle. She initiates the psychosocial, and she initiates the substance abuse assessment. And then she gets in-person visitation at a monitoring facility.
Well,
Anything else I need to clear up?
Your Honor, go ahead.
Ms. Cortez, I'm not too good with, with the dates and especially around the time because I was using, but I do remember telling Ms. Salazar that I did need help. I wanted to go to rehab, and she wanted to place me in Brownsville, I believe, and Los Ebanos, right?
In Brownsville, yes.
Yes, and I agreed to it, and then you never came. I got 2 witnesses when I waited, and you never showed up. You were supposed to have been there for me 9 a.m., I believe. And after
I
that,
offered
we
her
had
an
a call.
inpatient program,
You
Your Honor,
said
because
that I
of the
did not
history of
want to-
substance use.
Hold on. One people at a
Because that's all you're
time.
worried about.
Sorry.
Yes. See, and that's the problem me and her have had since the case has been open. And she knows so much about the father, and then everything. And I opened up to her and I told her things that, personal things, and still like that. I was always I needed mental help, or I needed to go to tropical. I was depressed. I lost my father, and then losing my kids, and then I was going through so much. It's not that I had a mental problem. I was just going through depression, and she left it like that, and then so after that I just gave up. I gave up because I was losing, and felt like even if I tried, I was always gonna be the bad guy. You know what I mean? So I stayed away from the kids because I knew I was using. I didn't want to be around. I didn't want to bring problems to my mom. I didn't want to. So that's the main reason why I wasn't.
Okay.
And then
Went away, but you're back now. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that list gets to her. Okay. CPS to make sure that list. She has to show that she wants it. Ms. Galvo, you have to show. I can't do it for you. CPS can't do it for you. She's going to give you a list. Okay. Call them immediately. Want to shine? This is your point that you want to shine. Ms. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor, we would appreciate an address for mom so that we can go visit her where she's at.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in a breakout room. Okay.
Oh, okay.
When I'm going to break the case, but Zoom will, none of you have to be there, but I'm gonna put Ms. Salazar, Mr. Barrera, and Ms. Calvo in the breakout room. Okay. Ms. Salazar.
Yes,
Mr. Barrera, they're already asking for a trial date. Do you understand, right, Mr. Barrera?
Yes.
And what are you looking at for trial date, Mr. Barrera?
I mean, I don't know if the court's going to be off in July, but I definitely have some dates in July available.
They're going.
Or
not available in July.
Mr. Galvan. Mr. Galvan, busy in July, Mr. Barrera. You may be free, but Mr. Barrera has lots of cases.
How about September? That'll give. What I'd like to do in pure candor with this court, I deeply respect, is to have a long enough runway to have supports and services as an opportunity for my client.
You want to give your client an opportunity to rehabilitate herself. That's what you want to do.
I do, and I think she can. I think she can bring you proof that she's gone to rehab, that she's taken the drug test, that she's gone through the sports and services to minimally give her the best access she can, or properly possibly give a reunification for her children.
Since I did have an issue last time with who I was going to PMC, Okay? I want to make sure that everything's okay with Ms. Espinosa's, okay? Before anything else happens. Give me a day, 90 days. After those 90 days, it'll be trial in about 2 weeks, but 90 days is going to be my status. I want to see what's going on with how the placement's doing with everybody.
All right, we'll go into a breakout room, and I do think it's wise to have because of the non-disclosure issues that we do have Ms. Galvo's address provided to the department.
Yes, I'm gonna put you, the department, and Galvo. Ms. Smith, you are not invited to the party. Okay, Ms. Alexander, Ms. Coronado, if you want to be invited to the party, you can, but Ms. Salazar can always just shift you the information by email. I mean, if you want to do that way.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Salazar, give me something in 90 days so I can see how placement's going and progress of mom, but please be aware, 2 weeks after that, we're probably gonna have trial.
Okay, June 7 at 10.
June 7th at 10.
And trial, I don't know if they're available August 2nd. We have that date open for contested hearing.
Remember, August 2nd, because it is trial, it will have to be in person in Willacy. So if anybody has any, have a problem or issues with that day, Ms. Alexander, Ms. Coronado, Ms. Solis, just give her a heads up, okay?
So, I'm sorry, excuse the interruption, Judge. The next hearing would be June 2nd?
7th.
And June 11th? June 7th?
Yep.
June 7th and trial August 2nd. Right? Okay.
Yes.
And Judge, one more clarification. Earlier, we were going to transfer the child JG into DEG's case. Do you still want to do that, or do you want to wait until after trial?
Wait until after trial. I mean, I
Okay.
always carry them at the same time. I really
Okay.
doubt anything will change, but I mean, I've been surprised by court cases before. It's a positive year, Ms. Smith, 2024.
Judge, for Mr. Garcia, the hair follicle is positive. Do you want him to do the substance use again?
Yes.
Treatment? Okay.
Yes. Remember, I want him swapped before his visitation. And after his visitation. So nothing before, nothing after. If there's a positive result, he only gets daytime visits, overnight. Got it?
Judge, I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Coronado.
This trial, I know we're giving mom the opportunity to do her services, but is the department still seeking termination for this trial, or is it going to be a PMC trial?
Ms. Smith?
At this point, it's a just a PMC trial. But if mom does not get her act together, it may be termination.
Right. I want to make sure so we'll have enough time to do discovery.
Right, and we'll probably know better at the June setting.
Okay.
It's right at it. Just remember that also anything that she does also affects her possession and access, okay? Or termination, as Ms. Smith would love. Okay.
When is it that, when could I start doing my classes and my?
Right now, I'm gonna send you into a break. I'm gonna send you into a breakout room right now, okay? In that breakout room, they're going to discuss all of the things that you're going to have to do and how she's going to give you information, and also for you to give an address to her and a phone number, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
Elsa, send Salazar, Calvo, and Barrera into a breakout room. Everyone else, you may log off. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep.
Have a great day.